Hi everyone, hope you're okay. Hope your diets, your fat loss journeys are all going well. Got mine back on track over the last few weeks. Quite pleased with the way things are going at the minute. Got me thinking a little bit about when I did start off a few years ago, and things that I had in place then that I'm sort of reintroducing now. The one key thing for me was having a plan. I think people underestimate how important it is to actually get your head around the fact that you are going to go on a weight loss journey. I think it's too easy for people to wake up one morning and go, right, that's it, I'm going to go on a diet, and they might have a couple of days of being on a diet. 3 or 4 days later, the diet goes out the window, and a week later, they're heavier than what they were before they started. I think without a plan in place about how you're actually going to do it, it doesn't get you mentally prepared for it. There are YouTubers out there that sort of make out that it's an easy journey, it's an easy ride to lose belly fat. Look at me, day 1 with a little bit of pudge, and day 30, the fucking 6-pack's there, and the fucking abs are out, and this is how I've done it. I fucking took a good shit. Well, it might work for you, mate, but for the average person out there that's had a weight loss problem for any substantial amount of time, whether you be in your teens, your 20s, 30s, 40s, if you've had a weight loss stroke food addiction, for any period of time, it is difficult. That's one thing I'm not going to do on this channel is bullshit you basically into saying that it's easy. This was me then, this is me now, it's fucking easy, this is all I've done, do this, blah de blah. It ain't easy, and it's never ending really. It's a complete lifestyle change, and I think anybody that's had a weight problem and who wants to lose weight and lose fat, I think you really, really, really have mentally got to get yourself prepared to have good days, bad days, periods where you're not motivated to move a little bit more, periods where you're not motivated to eat the right things. It's as long as it's not woof and it's a little bit of a bouncy journey, you'll be okay. But you really have got to get your head around it, that it's not going to be easy, and you've got to have a plan in place. So looking back from a couple of years ago when I first started, I looked into, sort of ketos and vegans and fucking veggies and, that kind of thing going on. The fad diets out there. Some of them I just thought were bullshit, to be honest with you. I thought they'd never work, or they were short term gains, really, to be fair. They weren't out there to help people that have had weight problems. They were out there for somebody that wants to shift a bit of timber before a wedding in 4 weeks' time and then forget about it and go back to old ways. I think if you've had a weight problem for, in my case, for 40 years, it is a lifestyle change. You've got to get your head around it, and you've got to have a plan in place. Way I did it, the week or so, 10 days leading up to my sort of D-Day of starting the diet, if you like, I got an app on my phone, and I recommend this to everybody, by the way. I got an app on my phone, and I went down the good old-fashioned route of counting calories. And I know there are some YouTubers out there that basically state that you don't need to count calories to lose weight and lose fat, and some of what they state holds a little bit of water, but not much. I think if you want to, and you're serious about losing fat, serious about losing weight, you cannot be counting calories. You've got to know what the fuck you're putting into your body. And the easiest way to do that is to count calories. So get yourself an app on your phone. There's loads of them to choose from. Like I say, week 10 days leading up to you sort of starting your diet, you've got to get your head around it. Don't wake up that one morning and say, I'm going on a diet. Plan ahead. So that week or 10 days leading up to your diet date, track everything that you're eating. Don't bullshit yourself. Put everything down. You know, the spoonfuls of sugar in your tea, the fucking chocolate biscuits that you're gnawing on, you know, the fucking donuts you're buying from fucking Tesco's or Sainsbury's or wherever. You know, the food that you're eating. Track it all. Put it all down. Don't bullshit yourself. I think a lot of people are quite surprised at how many calories they actually have, because it doesn't take long for calories to rack up if you're eating the wrong thing. You know, if you're eating high sugary donuts that have got shitloads of calories in them, but they're not dense, and you're permanently hungry after you've eaten them, you know, you can. I used to go down to Sainsbury's and buy those donuts in a 5-pack bag. Fucking hell, I could eat them in one session, mate. You know what I mean? And that was in between meals. You know, 250 calories each. You know, I've had fucking best part of 1,500 calories in half an hour of scoffing donuts. You know, you've got to get that shit out of your diet. But leading up to that, you've got to count your calories. Don't bullshit yourself. Put it all down. You'll get a base for where you're at. You know, and that might be, let's say it's 20,000 calories over the course of a week. You know, when you start your diet, don't go hell for leather at it and go, right, I'm going to slash it down to 1,000 calories a day, because it will not work. Just tweak it by 20%. Tweak it by 20% in those first few weeks. You will be on a calorie deficit compared to your mean, if you like, where you've been. Drop it by 20%, you'll be on a calorie deficit. You will lose weight. Don't get demoralised if you don't for the first few weeks, though. Don't jump on the scales that first week of your diet and go, right, okay, then I want to lose half a stone a fucking week, because that won't happen. Or if it does happen, you won't be able to sustain it. I'm telling you now, it will not work. What you want is steady weight loss over a period of time. And again, when you're in your planning stage and when you're getting your head right, think, right, I'm going to do this, right? You've got to accept that it is long term. This isn't a thing that's you can do for a week and you're there, or 2 weeks or a month. You've got to get your head around the fact that if you've had a weight loss problem all your life, you've got to plan. You've got to plan ahead, and you've got to accept that it is a lifestyle change. And it'll be for the better, believe me. It'll be for the better, so stick with it. Get your calorie counters. Get your mean. Don't bullshit yourself. Tweak it by 20% the first few weeks of your diet. If you don't lose any weight for those first few weeks, don't get demoralised, because again, looking back at notes from me from a couple of years ago, I actually didn't lose any weight for the first 3 weeks, but I stuck with it because I believed that what I was doing was right. I knew that I was on a calorie deficit compared to what I had been on, and I knew that the weight would come off. I don't know why I didn't lose any weight in those first 3 weeks, but all I can tell you is in the week 4, boom, the scale showed a 7 pound loss, half a stone loss. So over that 4-week period, I almost averaged sort of two pound a week loss, which is good. You don't really want any more than that to begin with. Well, you don't really want any more than that, full stop, really. Obviously, it depends on how overweight you are. I mean, if you tweak your calories and you've been having 5,000 calories a day, I mean, you can fucking probably tweak them by 30 or 40%, to be honest with you, and still be all right, and you will lose, you know, the 3-4 pound a week for the first month or so. So it does depend on how heavy you are, but for the average person out there, a couple of pound a week, thank you fucking very much. That'll do me. That shows that you are on a calorie deficit. It shows that you are not stressing your body to the point where you are not enjoying it, you're unhappy, your body's crying out for it, you feel like dog shit. Because a massive reduction in calories over a 3-4 week period of time, it'll have its toll on you if it's too much. Your body will tell you that. And that's one thing that I have noticed over the last couple of years as well. I'm far more I'm far more in tune with my body. I can read my body now, and that will come. That will come over time when you're on your diet. Don't fight things that your body's telling you if it needs rest or if it fucking needs a bit more fuel. If you've crashed it too much, you will know, because you will feel like dog shit. Believe me. That's when you've got to increase things a little bit, and you've got to tweak it. That's the other thing with the weight loss journey. Don't be afraid to tweak things. What works in the beginning might not necessarily work 4, 5, 6 weeks later. I've never been afraid of tweaking things. Never been afraid of reintroducing things that I used to eat and thinking I can't eat that. Examples of bread. White bread for me was the big killer. But over time, I realised that I did need some kind of carb coming into my body, just to keep the energy levels up. So I reintroduced with wholemeal brown bread, only the small slices, but I'll have a couple of them a day. Far less calories in than white bread, far less carbs in there. So I wasn't afraid to reintroduce some of those things in there. That comes with time, though. I think in the beginning you've got to be strict with yourself. You've got to count your calories. Don't bullshit yourself. That's the most important thing with a diet, especially if you're counting calories. Don't bullshit yourself. You will know if you're bullshitting yourself, because you just won't lose anything. And if that's the case, you've got to have a stiff word with yourself, and you've got to get it right in your head here that you are going to sort things out and once and for all lose the weight that you've wanted to lose for a long time. You can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. But you've got to stick to a few things. You've got to be strict with yourself. You've got to be true to yourself. Don't bullshit yourself. Say in the beginning, it didn't come easy, but then after 4 or 5 weeks, it was almost as if my mind and my body had actually got used to it, and then it did become easier. So stick with it, but get it right in the beginning. The second thing you've got to do when you're starting off, you have really got to get rid of the shit out of your house. You can't have a cupboard full of fucking chocolate and biscuits, because it's just too easy to give in to temptation. And those are the kinds of sugary, high calorie, less dense foods that you can eat that will really add up over the course of a week, over the course of a month. You've got to get rid of them fucking lovely chocolate biscuits. They've got to go. No ifs and buts about it. They've got to go. Over time, as a little bit of a sort of reward, you can reintroduce things that you like. I'll give you an example. For me, it's white chocolate. And again, I allowed for those calories for that white chocolate. And I'll go more in depth on how you can bring things back into your diet that you like that won't affect weight loss, fat loss. You've got to get the principles right, the basics right. And the first thing, as I said, you've got to get right is up here. Mentally, you've got to prepare yourself for it, knowing that it's going to be at times difficult. And enjoy it. Enjoy the fact that you are getting healthier. Enjoy the fact that you are getting fitter. You're changing your physique. You look better. It's well worth the effort, but you have got to make the effort. And like I say, on this channel, I ain't going to bullshit you. You've got to put the level of effort in there. And you just cannot bullshit yourself. So anyway, in the beginning, that's how I did it. A plan. Get yourself a plan. Get yourself an app. Count the calories. Don't bullshit yourself. And over time, you will get there. I'll be posting a few more videos out over the next few days. So best of luck with everybody. Keep yourself motivated. See you next time.